Perfect Eats PR team, and some questions to get started. How did you hear about the position?
I read about it on the University of Portland's College Central website.
Right on. A little bit of background says that you've been in a lot of on-campus and off-campus activities. So how does your education prepare you for the job, and is there any extracurricular activities that would help contribute to our PR position?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of my communication classes have given me the writing skills that I need to do PR and the communication skills to meet with people and communicate with them in a comfortable way, but professionally. And I think that I've really honed those skills in my extracurricular activities and figured out, how to make it more comfortable and not just in the classroom, but in real life. So.
One thing I wanted to really ask you about, I was really intrigued by your I Made It catering business.
Yes.
Can you give me just a little bit of the background of the business?
Yeah, I've had a passion for cooking for as long as I can remember, and when I was in high school, I did some catering here and there, and saw a scholarship through DECA, and decided that I would just kind of go for it and name it and have a business plan and everything, and I ended up getting the scholarship, and so I've kind of been doing it on the side ever since. And the name is a fun story. When I had to name it, I was like, I don't really know, it's weird, and I decided that since my target audience would be women who worked but also wanted to entertain, that if people asked who catered, they could just say I made it.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was the
like
whole
that.
point.
That's good. So it is still active now then?
Yes, I do it on the side when I'm home.
When you go home. And you're from, what, Texas?
I'm from Texas, yes.
Right on. So since you do have a passion for cooking and everything, if I told you to name your favorite Portland eatery, and then said that you were to create like a PR presentation for them or promote them to the local community, describe which parts of the business that you would highlight and what tools you would use to highlight the business.
Absolutely. One of my favorite restaurants in Portland is 23 Hoyt, and I think one of its biggest strengths is its happy hour, because their food is just phenomenal, and they have a menu that ranges from $1 to $10, and you can mix and match whatever you want. And I think that its real draw is that people who want to spend like $5 can go, but then people who want a full meal and want to spend more can also go. And I think it's kind of an all-purpose kind of restaurant, and it really proves that you don't have to pay a lot for really great food. So I would probably use social media to advertise them, just because I think their target audience needs to be younger people that don't necessarily read the newspaper or anything like that. So probably use Facebook and social media to really highlight their strengths of being cheap but great for like college students.
Okay. Perfect. The next question is kind of just a scenario. So let's say we're having a food convention at the Portland Convention Center, and there's tons of different companies, and really trying to make our company stand out. So how would you make our client, like if we had a client stand out among the rest? We'll say like your client is Joe's Waffle House for our scenario. How would you make them stand out among a convention center full of other eateries, I guess?
I've been to a lot of conventions, and I do know that number one is free food and just free things in general. I'm assuming Joe's Waffle House has the best waffles.
Always.
So I would suggest handing out waffle samples and using that to draw people in to their booth, and then making sure that they have the communication skills to meet with people, and really, after they've come in for the waffles, to really entice them to stay and get to know them as a company.
So, I like the answer.
Thanks.
But, can you explain like your use of social media outlets, not just online but offline as well? Just how you use them day to day or professionally?
Social media, as in Twitter, LinkedIn?
Twitter, LinkedIn, even just if you have any experience with like outside sources like newspaper or radio or
Oh,
anything.
right.
Yeah, just
Okay,
a
cool.
pretty broad range.
Media. So yeah, I use Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn every day. Some of the main people I follow on Twitter are things like the AP News, the Associated Press, and New York Times. And I read the New York Times every day. And I feel like I have a handle on what types of advertisements are noticed in newspapers and magazines and that kind of thing, and things that you don't just skim over. And so I have some connections at the Oregonian and their advertising department, so an ability to get our customers into the newspaper, which I know is a struggle with Oregonian.
Sure.
So yeah, I think I have a pretty good handle on just kind of what attracts people to an advertisement and doesn't make them want to just skim over it.
So you kind of covered it in that last question, but just if you could expand a little bit on how you use these skills that you have in social media to help benefit our company and the companies that we represent.
Right. I think it all kind of depends on the company's marketing plan and what they want to highlight and what their target audience is. But to really figure out who they want to target and where they're going to consume their media. So most college students don't read the newspaper or probably don't even listen to the radio that much. They're more on iTunes and things like that.
Yeah.
So they're more going to look at Facebook and different advertisements like that and Google and things like that. So probably using Google AdWords and Google advertisements and making sure that when you Google Portland restaurants that maybe our clients are higher up in that search,
Right,
because
definitely.
I think that's more how college students in particular and a lot of people find new up and coming restaurants by just Googling and making sure that we're on one of the first pages.
Yeah, definitely towards the top where we want to be. So, can you explain why you prefer working in a group or independent setting? Like, what do you favor more?
I'm definitely a strong personality, but I don't think that hinders my group work. I'm just more of the group leader and group manager, and I enjoy making sure we meet our deadlines and getting times to meet and making sure the group functions appropriately. So I would view that asset to a team.
Okay. So, and one of your things on your resume is you're director of campus program board. What is an example of how that would fit into your group dynamic, I guess, like your group involvement?
Yeah, I'm definitely more of an administrator just because of that role. I'm better at delegating tasks and making sure people meet their deadlines and things like that, but I have no problem getting in and getting my hands dirty and doing the actual work because so much of that kind of thing just needs to be done.
Right on. One more follow-up on that. So what you've explained how you contribute in the team setting. In what areas do you usually take a backseat or just a step back and let other people take over a little bit?
I have no problem understanding that someone else has an expertise in an area that I don't necessarily have, or when they might be the natural leader on a particular project. They just have more knowledge, more experience, or just more in common with the client than I would. And so I understand that if someone has more of a natural propensity to being the group leader, to take a step back and let them do their job, because I know they do it better than I would.
Perfect. All right, so for this last little thing, I'm going to give you a list of tasks that our company may assign, and I just want you to prioritize them in the way that you find them from least important, or most important at least. So
Okay.
if you just want to put a number by or explain why you'd be going through. Yeah.
I would probably do Twitter first, because it didn't take any time to update Twitter. I would do the contact 6, last, whatever that one is, or the update my contacts, because that's not necessarily the most important thing. Let's see. I would contact Lisa's Crab Shack next, because that doesn't seem like it would take too long, and I'd want to get to them before the rush. And then I do the Waffle House debriefing, and then I would do the press release.
Perfect, thank you very much. All right, and that's all the questions I have for you for now.
Wonderful.
Do you have any questions about our company or position?
Yeah, I looked online and I kind of got the feeling that it's a kind of a fun company and everyone's friends and works together, but if you could describe the culture of the company.
Yeah.
just a little more.
We want to definitely have an open and very communal environment, but at the same time very professional. So we want to represent a company that can, or be a company that can represent our clients in a modern and fun way that's going to be enticing for all the potential customers. But at the same time, we want to make sure that they know that they're getting top quality PR representation, and that we're going to have a strong bond with the community itself. So we want to definitely get our names out there with the local community as much as possible at local events or fairs, the Rose Festival down in
Right.
Portland. We definitely want to be active in our community, so it's very strong in our values as a company.
Great. And then also you use the word team and community, and I noticed online that all of the employees listed were team members.
Right.
So what are my opportunities to advance in the company?
Well, definitely starting out, we'd have you at a PR position, but as it went on, if you fulfilled the roles and we felt
Right.
that you were ready to move up, and we do try and keep not so much a upper division up here and you're down here. It is kind of a little closer, and so over time we could put you up to like maybe a more of a managerial position of the PR team,
Okay.
and have you assign more roles rather than doing the actual press releases and field work itself.